So I did a video last week about why you cannot bore the liners on a B58, your cylinder walls. And I want to get into a more in-depth discussion as to why that's not possible. So from the factory, and this is not a new technology, BMW has been doing this with Alusil and Nicosil. The S65, I believe, is a great example of an Alusil block. So essentially, let's zone in back on the B58. These walls are lined. It's called LDS, also known as laser direct structuring or electric arc wire spray. Now, that means that during this manufacturing process, BMW or whoever the supplier is, the manufacturer provider for the OEMs, I'm not sure who that company is. If I knew who they were, I'd be able to contact them and say, hey, what's the cost to reapply this coating? So anyway, they basically take a ferrous material, iron, and they heat it up, and under a high pressure, they're going to spray that, all right, that's sprayed on the actual walls. So this is, I had said it was about a half a mil thick. I'm actually incorrect. It's 0.3 millimeters thick. And the advantages that this provides the end user is wear resistance and heat transfer. So what's going to happen is that coating, when it gets sprayed onto the actual liners, is going to allow that cylinder to cool down quicker, so you can transfer heat from the actual liner, and that heat comes from friction from your piston, you know, in general, the heat, and then you have your skirt that's riding along that very thin layer of oil, so that heat is going to be able to transfer outwards toward those cooling jackets quicker than if that liner had not been there. So the reasoning behind being unable to bore it out is pretty simple. You know, 0.3 millimeters, the second you go in there and you do a quick hone, you're going to remove that lining. So unfortunately, the only option is to use iron sleeves. I've had some folks who have, you know, reached out and said, hey, you could get away with a quick hone. No, you can't. Unless you have a mint engine with extremely low miles and you simply just want to replace the pistons for whatever the reason might be, we're going to use common sense here. And usually with the older, higher mileage B38s, B48s, B58s, these injectors are failing and we have fuel washout. Once you get past that point of no return, you cannot simply just drop any pistons in there, whether they're stock bore or oversized. You have to drop in iron sleeves and then do a finish bore and hone, and then you can drop your pistons into those sleeves. So food for thought, guys. Anyone looking to rebuild their B58, pay close attention to who's doing the work with you as far as your engine shop or your machine shop, your repair shop, and make sure they're well aware of what this actual coating is and what it does.